I don't know what to talk about. Maybe I start with making an announcement, and that is about a month ago. I was meditating and in the morning, and a thought came to mind. It says, bring them back. And I didn't pay attention. Following maybe 2 days later, same thing again, same message again, bring them back. And immediately I knew what the message meant, because it's against me, it's not what I do. And I understood the message was to bring back the people that left. Yeah. And but I didn't think much of it, because my policy is that not to bring back those people. Okay. And but recently, then the old abbot from Korea reminded me. He also had a dream that he dreamt when he was here at DTT during the relics exhibit. He was tired, so took a nap, and he said that either Manjushri Bodhisattva or me, a voice told him that to bring them back. Okay, and so and a few more things. It's too complicated to explain to you, but I knew that from all this information that it's most likely it's Manjushri Bodhisattva who ordered me to bring him back. If it were Master YongHua, my teacher, he taught me during meditation a few times. So I recognize that everyone has their energy has a signature. Okay, and so I know Master YongHua's energy signature. I know mine. Okay, and so I know this is much higher than ours. So I know it's not me, okay, and there's no room for discussion or negotiations. So the news means that basically the conditions are such that I've been ordered to let Master XC bring him back, whatever it means. Okay? And Vietnam language is called chiêu hồi. Any of you Vietnamese? Chao hui. Chinese? Yeah. Chao hui. You have such a term in Chinese? Yeah, there is. Yeah, go back. Call. Okay. Invoke them to come back. Yeah? Chinese person? Okay. And so who am I to fight? So I'm gonna allow Master old abbot, who is currently in Korea, to try to contact them and ask them they wanted to come back. Okay, so that's the news. It also means that couple of things. We trained them, and they got to pretty high level skills, and they really are suffering a lot without protection, and they actually are regressing a lot without our help, our protection, our guidance. And therefore, I understood it's a waste of resources from Mahayana perspective. It's not easy to train them, and it's not, they put in a lot of work, hard work, to get where they got, and for them to lose it is really, really a shame, because they can't really get help at all to sustain it or to continue to improve. Okay, so it's a really, really serious waste of American Mahayana resources. So let's see what happens. I certainly am thinking of a few people that I'm agreeable to bring back. Okay, let's see about others. Okay, so that's the announcement. Do you have a question there? Yes, 9.
Master, you taught us to ignore all thoughts or Buddha, Bodhisattva come to our meditation. I guess it does not apply to Mahasattva level like you.
I'm sorry, repeat the question, please.
You taught us to ignore all vision or Buddha's talk or voice come up during our meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's only applying to low levels like me. Like because you just follow the thought, also and the voice from Buddha during your meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's just different levels teaching, right?
When you first learn meditation, the rule of thumb is to learn to ignore all states, all the thoughts. States are basically your perceptions, that your sense organs bring in. When you meditate, you happen to open your eyes, you see things. Okay, whatever you see, you ignore it. Whatever you hear, you ignore it. However, whatever you feel in your body, you ignore it. Because you learn, you train to do that. Okay, but that's part of the training. But after you have enough skills, then it's a different kind of environment, where sometimes we are taught during meditation. Okay, as I said a few weeks ago, what we have here is a network of people who cultivate, and we are under the guidance of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas in our spiritual practice. And they care, they really care for all of us, not just me, but everyone. And it's funny because I basically banished them. I said, I don't want you back. And they've been out there and they receive a lot of pollution. Okay, and so coming back will require a certain period of detoxification and so forth. Okay, and the main thing again is in my personal experience, my own Chinese master taught me when I was meditating very clearly, because I could recognize his voice right away. Okay, there's no way to ignore it, and he's so angry, and so he became less and less angry as he continued to teach me. Okay, at first he was very angry. Get up, cross your legs. Not a typical Chinese monk behavior, let me tell you. So that's when I was sleeping. Okay, he did that, and it frightened the heck out of me. So I got up immediately and crossed my legs, and the rest of the night I could cross my legs. That's the first night ever I could cross my legs. And later, then when I was meditating, he would teach me as well. It's the voice. The voice. Okay, but this one here is only a thought. That's even lighter than mine. So I knew it's not me. Okay, and I know that they can't have such kind of energy signature. The demons have no way of having this kind of energy signature. You know, when you cultivate, you realize that the samadhi cannot be faked. It's impossible. Okay, so that's what I meant by energy signature. So you can tell. Okay, so in this case, it's different. Is a short answer. Okay, go ahead, Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master, for the helping my mother-in-law go to Pureland. I would like to express my gratitude on behalf of my husband and the family. We live in here USA, and the mother-in-law live in Korea, so we much didn't care over her, so we kind of feel guilty. But through the 49 days, makes me and also especially my husband, he gonna feel greatly compelled about guiltiness or like the lost mom. So I'm really thankful to the Master. And also,
you keep on thanking me. That's enough.
I can find the word to thank about to help us. So also I want to share to some my story. The last Sunday, when we heard about the mother-in-law went to Pureland, and I think that news is very touched my husband. So that night, the dinner time, my husband told me, I understand about your cultivation. So if you want to go to DTT, because I really want to visit the DTT people. So kind of I am afraid, about my husband. He is most hate about temple person. So I don't have a chance to go to DTT, but at night, dinner time, my husband told me, if you want to go to DTT, go and cultivate. I can support you if you need some expense, I can support you. Finally.
Finally, congratulations. See, very, very Chan-like. She always been wanting to go to DTT, but she's been patiently waiting. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's Chan right there. Learn to be more patient and more patient and even more patient. Very good.
So I think in additionally, for 49 days is also is a good experience for my kids. They also my daughter can join a few times. The reverse transference. My son is only last the reverse transference, but they can learn. I think also. I also one thing is since I cultivate, I can recognize my children is a change. They are much immature, so that's why my husband also can recognize about the change. Only not me, from my children. So
your children too, limited exposure. Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
I also
they have blessings, that's for sure. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So, I'm
glad to hear that. Especially young people, they especially when they're educated in a Western system, they really reject spirituality.
Yes, so I didn't push them, but just sometimes I have a chance to communicate or talking by call. I just a little bit. Sometimes they have a stress. I talk about meditation or like how to I recover about my anger or something like that. I just only share it with my kids. So I think is moving my children also thought. So anyway, so for the 49 days also, my husband can open his heart. I think. Well, I'm not sure he's gonna change mind later, but anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I
But
want to
you
share.
still can. Yes.
Yeah, I want to share the woman who was in like similar my situation. So just don't quit and have a patient and patient enduring.
And be more patient even.
Be
Yes.
more patient, yeah.
Yes.
And then you can get a response.
And
yeah.
good things will happen to those who can be patient. There you go. Okay? Congratulations.
Thank you
glad.
so much, Master. Thank you.
Thank you for the feedback. You see, this morning I didn't know what to talk about besides make the announcement, and I saw a little old news from quoting Warren Buffett. He says, "What is success in life?" He says it's not money. He has plenty of money. It's not clothing. It's not food. He says success in life is by the time you die, how many people really love you? Okay? And as many of you have known already, Warren Buffett is no ordinary person. He's actually a bodhisattva, a high-level bodhisattva, mind you. Okay? After he dies, I'll tell you which exactly what his level. You would not believe it. Okay? And still, at his level, he's still confused. He's teaching the wrong things. When I was a lay person, I really looked up to him. He's really a model of success for us, business people. But after I became a monk and I started cultivating Mahayana, I saw how deluded and how shallow Buffett really is. Okay? Let me tell you what he's misguided about. This guy has a weakness. He's old, and the young women only have to sweet talk to him, he'll buy anything. Okay, that's why he buys into love, caring. That's baloney. At his age and his level of wealth, you should be aware of people who love you. They love your money more than they really love you. And you wait to see when you have more money, you know what I mean? Right now you're poor. That's why you don't know what I mean. Okay? When you're really rich, you begin to ask, does she really love me for me or for my money? That's a natural thing. Okay? And ask Jumi, she'll tell you. But Buffett is so confused. Let me tell you that even at the age of 95, after all he's seen and learned and succeeded in doing, he still does not understand success. The ultimate success in life, okay? Let me tell you what my view is. Go to the Pureland. It's the most successful anyone can possibly do. Go to the Pureland. Don't come back. Stop this madness. Why do you keep on wanting to come back here and suffer and be miserable? It's nonsense. Okay? The most successful life is at the end of your life, you go to the Pureland. Okay? If you can do that, nothing else matters. Whatever you have achieved your entire life pales in comparison. Whatever Buffett earned in his entire life is not even worth a tenth, a hundredth, a thousandth of the ticket it would cost him just to go to the Pureland. It's nothing to be proud of, what he has accomplished in terms of money, in terms of fame, reputation. Okay? It's a crowning achievement, really, is to be able to go to the Pureland. Because it takes a lot more blessings than you realize. Okay, so Mr. Buffett, I hope you wake up. And he'll go to the Pure Land himself. Okay, he has no choice. Okay, he knows better. Yes, Way Mountain.
Emitofuo, Master, I have a question, if you would. Is Phoebe on the list to be brought back also?
I'm sorry, I can't quite understand you.
Is Phoebe on the list to be brought back by Master also?
What's speedy?
Phoebe, previous Venerable Senhui.
Oh, well, we don't know for sure. Okay, it's up to Master XC what he's going to do. He will. I go to Korea in a couple of days. I talk to him. I say, you come up with the list, and these people who want to come back, even though Manjushri ordered me to, I still have discretion of the general at the battlefield. Okay, the king gives the general an order, but I have the reserved right to decide what's good for my soldiers in the battlefield.
Thank you, Master.
It's here. I'm committed to transferring to you my knowledge about Chan, about Pure Land, so that I can go. Okay, but that's why the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have been very, very supportive and very helpful in protecting us and guiding us. So I appreciate that. But it's still, I'm the one who has to make it happen. Okay, that's my job. Okay, and plus, he's not the only one I report to. Okay, I have a lot more bosses than you guys realize. I have Weiyang bosses. I have, all sorts of people who order me around. So it's not as glamorous as you think. Yes, you too.
Emitofuo, Master. We have a YouTube question from Chu Hong Chow.
Yeah, and by the way, Jesse, when you stand there, don't shake your legs like a girl. God. You bear it. When the ants are moving in the legs, biting in the legs, you bear it. Okay? Don't shake the right leg, then the left leg, and the right leg again. You look like a girl. We men take it. Okay? All right, go ahead.
Says, Master, can Mr. Buffett go to Pure Land by himself? Just curious.
At his level, yes. Basically, high-level bodhisattvas can go to Pure Land. They don't need help. I mean, he's high-level bodhisattva. Yes, anyone else? Yes, 9.
Master, my 3-year-old son loves coming to temple with me, but he is still young and very attached to me. So when he comes, I'm too distracted to do anything, citing mantra or listening to lecture. So my decision is to leave him home, and so I can focus when I come to the temple, and then bring him when all the lectures are over. So he tend to come like 2:30 p.m. when everything is over. He had to hang out at the temple a little bit. But I also feel bad about doing so since he loves...
You should. You selfish woman.
I thought I want to progress for him too, because I want to be a better, wiser, more patient, loving mom, and more healthy.
It's not the only way.
It's not the only way. So I'm doing the wrong thing by not...
No, you're okay. You are using the Hinayana approach that my Chinese teacher advocates and Chinese monks advocate. Focus, concentrate. I don't teach that. I teach you to open your heart. It's easier when you open your heart to your only son. And it's good for him. He loves it. How could you say, you're distracting me? You are a very selfish woman. Shame on you. That's not how we cultivate here at the temple. When we have a chance to benefit others, that's what we do. We benefit others. We don't worry about ourselves. You know, when your son will be older, then he'll have other types of distractions. Right now, the temple is a good distraction for him, and it's very beneficial for him. You're very lucky. He has a lot of blessings to be drawn to the temple. Okay? And so, give him that chance as much as possible, because it won't last. It's very difficult to come to the temple. That's why, whether those who left, for example, for whatever reasons, misguided or not, they found it very, very, very miserable to be outside, and they really can't do much. They really are not happy and are regressing on top of it. Such a waste of life. They're wasting their lives. Okay? And so, for someone to be able to come to the temple, even for once, we are just so happy for them. It does a lot more good than you people realize. So your son wants to come to the temple, you let him. And then he bothers you, you show your love, you show your tolerance. This is what men need from their mothers. Ask any man. Okay? The mother's love is irreplaceable. Even our women cannot replace him. So this is a time for you, the chance for you to show your love, something he would cherish his entire life. And in order to show your love, you need to make sacrifices. Sacrifice your concentration. You know it's good for him. And you put yourself above him because you say, oh, because I need to improve so that I can benefit him more. Let me tell you, you improve by sacrificing, making sacrifices yourself, not putting yourself first above anyone else. Not how we cultivate at all. When we have a chance for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, we focus so hard, okay? Give it our all, okay? But when we have a chance to help someone, we also give it our all. But we put that before our own cultivation. That's how we cultivate. We're not like the Chinese people. We're not like the Vietnam people, Indian people. We're American. I'm teaching you the Mahayana style of cultivation. Okay? We're here at the temple, and if we have a chance to help anyone, we do that first. We don't worry about ourselves. Okay? See how gentle I am today? My master saying, oh, how could you? Okay, anyone else? Yes, of course, 3. When are you leaving? You're leaving when?
이번 주 금요일 날 떠납니다. Friday.
Friday?
Yes.
Next Friday?
No. This week, Friday.
Oh, this Friday, sorry. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. And then you come back and we do the 1 in Chi with us over there? Okay. This your husband? No. Go ahead. What's your question?
맞서 2가지 질문이 있었는데 예전부터 제가 조계종 사찰에 다닐 때 아란에 대해서 설명을 들었던 게 아란은 퇴보하지 않는다라는 그 아란의 특성 중에 하나가 퇴보하지 않는다였는데 이곳을 떠난 사람들이 아란 이상의 레벨임에도 불구하고 퇴전하는 이유가 예전부터 궁금했었고요. 네.
Master, there are two questions. These are the questions that was lingering for a while. I remember from the Joge order, when I visited the Joge order, they told me there are characteristics for an arhat. Number one, no regression. So the people who already left, they're higher level than an arhat. Why are they regressing?
그러니까 제가 아란에 대해서 잘못 배운 건지, 그러니까 아란의 여러 특성 중에 있는데 그 중에 이제 추락하지 않는다는데 제가 아란에 대해서 잘못 설명을 들었던 건지가 궁금했었고요. 두 번째 질문은
So maybe I misunderstood or was taught wrong way about the characteristics of an arhat. And number two question is.
마스터께서 예전에 아란조차도 정토에 가는 데는 복이 부족하다고 말씀하셨었어요. 그럼 도대체 몇 지보살부터가 자력으로 정토에 갈 수 있는지 그 보살의 레벨이 두 번째 질문입니다.
So I remember before, Master, you mentioned about an arhat doesn't have enough blessing to go to Pureland by himself. Then which level of bodhisattva can go to the Pure Land by themselves? Thank you.
Number two, answer to number two, none your business. When you are bodhisattva of that level, then you know. Okay, so get there and you find out for yourself. There's no need to gossip about other people's businesses. Okay? Number one, there's a difference between book knowledge versus real knowledge, real world knowledge. Okay, for example, in something in a way that you can understand, you go and learn how to engineer a bridge. Okay, you follow the formula, okay, and so forth. But when you actually go out there and design a bridge or something, you have to fudge. You have to. It's not always according to the theory, okay? That's common sense, okay? Same thing. What you learn, what those people taught you is from the books. They really don't have the real personal experience to talk about it, and therefore this is a lot of problems, common problems with many monks and nuns. They are bookworms. They went to universities and learned about these things. And then they said, I'm a monk and nun, therefore I'm going to learn even more than that. I'm going to go back and learn my Tripitaka and pick up my Tripitaka and even read more about those things. And that's still book learning. Okay? And so the short answer is they're confused. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? It's not the way it sounds in the books. Second citation that I will give you is in a Nirvana Sutra. The first part of Nirvana Sutra says, Ichantikas, the one who have no faith, lack faith, cannot become a Buddha. The Sutra says so. Ichantikas cannot become a Buddha. That's what the sutra says in Nirvana Sutra. Okay? And the Nirvana Sutra is one of the Bibles, if you will, in Mahayana. And then the second half, it reverses itself. It says, Ichantikas actually can go to can become Buddhas. You see, even in the Buddha's teaching, they're not necessarily consistent. Even the Buddha himself taught that way. He has his reasons. So a lot of Buddhist teachings in the scriptures are either incomplete or contradictory. And that's why you need a patriarch to come to our world to interpret those teachings for us. Okay? And the weakness in that I hope that we won't have here in the U.S. in American Mahayana is that their disciples think that they know everything. Okay, I'm citing my masters, in particular my master's disciples. They are successors or heirs of his Dharma, and therefore they feel they know everything. But unfortunately, even with his level, his knowledge, it's still not complete. He's no Buddha. He's not a Buddha. Okay, so he still has a lot of holes in his teachings, in his knowledge. And I tell you, the energy signature is very clear to me, because I've seen energy signatures from many of my teachers, so I can compare them. And so even like my own teacher, who is a patriarch, still has limitations. And the way he teaches, for example, name an example, the way he teaches Chan, the way he teaches in particular Hua Tou, is I totally disagree with him. 90% of his teaching in Hua Tou, I disagree. I would never teach it that way. Okay, so let alone, he is a patriarch, let alone in a Jogya order, there is no patriarch level. And what are you doing? Still referencing them. You're wasting your time. If I were you, I'd throw it all out. It causes conflict, and it's not conducive. It creates bias in your mind. Okay? And I'll give you an example. My teacher, for example, he taught, in my humble opinion, Hinayana, Mahayana. Their style of cultivation is too strict. Exactly what that woman was talking about. I concentrate. No! That's a very inefficient way of cultivating Mahayana. I'm teaching you Mahayana, and that's why I taught you differently. It's not always concentration. You have a person who concentrates, like he allowed his disciples to go and in seclusion for 3 years. Okay? Like the Chinese tradition. They come out, they don't make that much progress because they don't have the guidance. In certain teaching, when you make a mistake, okay? If in her case, for example, he said, I need to concentrate. I cannot afford to have my child, my beloved child, distract me. That's a counter to cultivation. I said, no, your understanding is Hinayana, Mahayana. That's wrong. In Mahayana, we don't practice like that. So ours is American style, not Chinese style at all. Let me remind you. So my teacher brought Chinese style of Mahayana to our country, okay? And it could bring you so far. And because it only brings you so far, you can only understand Mahayana so much. And that's why there's a fallacy. You think you understand, but you don't. It's not the way you think, okay? Yeah. All right? Yeah. And the case in point is that if the current patriarch really is that competent, he would have corrected it already, because that style has limitations. You cannot go higher than what my level, my generation was able to reach. Because my master did not teach certain teaching to us, to my generation. You can spend 10 years of your life meditating, and that's called slow Chinese style of cultivation. But you can goof off for 5 years, okay? Being distracted by your son for 5 years. And then one day he wakes up and says, oh, I'm more interested in girls. No more temples. Forget it. Okay? And you may have lost 5 years, slow down 5 years. But then, because you practiced right for 5 years, you come, one piece of instruction, you take a huge leap. So what do you want? Gradual improvement? Yeah? Huh? Crawling? Like my masters taught us? Or you want leap? I'm preparing you to leap. I'm not interested in gradual. You have the potential, I prepare you to leap. That's American style. Okay, and you prepare by you come to the temple and you help others. When you have a chance to help, help. Forget yourself. You don't have enough blessings, I cannot teach you. And you help, when you help others at the temple, you're creating so many blessings. A lot more than if you were to sit there and meditate for 10 years and 20 years, your blessing that you're generating would be far lower than you were to generate here at the temples. That's a fact. Yes, Way Mountain. That's why coming to the temple is very, requires a lot of blessings. That's why you can't blame them for leaving and finding stupid reasons to justify their stupidity. Yes, 3. Go ahead, Wei Mao.
Master, I am in a similar situation like the lady earlier. So do I cultivate at the temple or do I go to pick up Daniel? And then it would mean I lose a couple hours, and often enough, I end up not being able to come back to the temple. Thank you.
Who's Daniel to you? What's easy to you?
Very important.
Very important or not important? Very unimportant?
Very important. Very important.
Very important. My, have we changed? Just a year ago, he said, I'm so desperate. Daniel says, I'm desperately in love with my woman. Now, it's a woman who says, I'm in love with my man. See, Daniel, that's our reputation. The more you come to the temple, the more chance you have to get what you want. Until he becomes Buddhist, you can ignore him.
Okay, thank you, Master.
You're welcome. We stop here today. Let's do the lunch offering. Thank you, everyone. See, everyone agrees with me. Unanimous.